me love. Me no business if me needs to watch it pop on the road. When you go push your little pussy, cause a back shot your love. Coulda shave, coulda bushy, girl a back shot your love.
What's up, people? Grand Rising. Let me get situated. What's up, beautiful souls? Grand Rising. It's Monday, coming off of this 4th of July weekend. I hope that y'all were able to at least get some time off and get some rest. But we're gonna get right into our cards of the day today. Also, I want to welcome you guys to the Mercury retrograde. I know some of y'all have a hard time, but I want to remind you that this is a great time to focus on yourself. Focus on the things that you need to work on. Focus on your triggers. I feel like the Mercury retrograde brings out a lot of the things that we need to work on. I feel like it brings it to the surface. So be observant, take note of the things that you need to work on that still need some healing, some love, some tenderness. Don't be hard on yourself. We are so hard on ourselves. We don't give ourselves enough credit for surviving the things that we went through, or we make too many excuses for the things that we went through. Remember, guys, there's like a healthy balance that we have to find in this journey. And Mercury retrograde is going to test your patience. It is going to test your communication abilities. It's going to bring up and bring out some things that need your attention. So pay attention, take note, and don't let it get to you. Also, be a little patient. You might experience some issues with technology. You may experience some issues. So if you're in like school or you're working on these type of projects, make sure that you save that shit on the regular, like type save, because technology is bound to act up during this time period as well. Nothing to be afraid of, nothing to worry about, though. We got this. This is not our first Mercury retrograde, y'all. We've made it through many of these cycles. Stay calm. Stay calm. Let's get into our cards today, though. The High Priestess came up in reverse, and then we had the Ace of Cups that came up upright. And these were immediate reminders that, to me, that in order to heal the wounds of our past, in order to heal, let me kind of go back before I say in order to heal. A lot of us have the duty of doing ancestral healing within our bloodlines. A lot of us have the opportunity, and we are blessed to be able to heal some old wounds. Wounds of our mothers, wounds of our fathers, wounds of our great parents, grandparents that we've never made contact with, that we may not even know their name. There are opportunities for us to break generational curses and heal our ancestral line. So when this came up in reverse, it was a reminder to me that in order for us to really heal that bloodline, we have to start with ourselves. And as we work on the things, like I said, with the Mercury retrograde, those things that are bound to come up, as we work on those things and we begin to address those issues that we had from childhood that we buried, having conversations with our mothers and our fathers if they're still around, having those conversations and finding out what they went through in their childhood is going to shed a lot of light on why you went through what you went through in your childhood. So in order for us to really make that connection, the High Priestess is definitely a space holder for us. But in order for us to move forward and make that connection, it's a very emotional journey that lies ahead. And we can do a lot of this work under the phases of the moon. And I am going to post about some cycles of the moon, because I think we give a lot of attention to the full moon and the new moon, but we don't give attention to those other moon cycles that come in between, because they are important as well, and they bring a certain energy as well. The energy doesn't just stop with the full moon or the new moon, but they bring a certain type of energy in those cycles as well. So there's work to be done every single cycle, and we can't omit the other cycles, that the other lunar cycles that occur, just because we're caught up in the full and the new moon. And yes, those are very powerful times, but we can also harness the energy of these other moon cycles to do work as well, and to draw attention and highlight things that we can work on and do as well during those time periods. But as the Ace of Cups came up, it was just a reminder that we need to not be afraid of our emotions. We need to not be afraid. We were gifted these emotions to help us process things through this journey. Don't be afraid of your emotions. Don't be afraid to let your guard down. Don't be afraid to unearth the things that you have buried so deep within, because they were painful experiences. A lot of people will tell you, to not revisit your painful memories or the painful situations and things that you've been through, but I don't necessarily agree wholeheartedly with that. I feel like in order for us to heal, not only ourselves, but again, the wounds and the pains of our ancestors, we have to make that connection with our emotions, and we can't be afraid to let them flow however they may. Don't do that, but also do that in a safe space, in a safe place. We have to learn to be more discerning of the people that we allow in, because a lot of times we'll let people in that shouldn't be, in our bubble. There are certain types of people with certain personality types, excuse me, that we should not necessarily allow into these very tender places in our lives. So you have to use the gift of discernment to really know who to confide in, and know who to open up to, and know who to be vulnerable with, in order for you to stay protected during your time of healing. Get with some people that know the power of prayer. Get with some people that have continued positive mindsets. Not to say that everything is going right in their life necessarily, but people that will encourage, uplift, motivate, and pray for you. If you don't have friends or loved ones around you that will pray for you, reevaluate your circle. That's what I have for you guys today. So you guys have a beautiful, amazing week ahead. I will see you guys in a few days for Card of the Day, and the Oracle card can be found in my stories with an additional message for you guys. Thank you so much. If you haven't already, please check out my podcast, Real Talk with the Spiritual Bestie. Check out my latest episode, Soul Food. Also, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also kind of going back to my podcast, please subscribe, rate, share it. I have episodes that vary, and I'm going to be expanding into some different topics as I move forward with this podcast. Thank you guys so much for your love and support. If this message resonated with you, share it with somebody that you feel it will help or resonate with it as well. So love you guys. Have a beautiful rest of the day. Peace.